Well, this might double as a Halloween look, but whatever, I'm gonna wear it to Michael's after this. Okay, I'm going to start out with Bump, which is this pure white color, as my base, because I figured it would make the colors pop even. Oh, okay, this is starting out great. All right, we're going to apply this white shade all over my lid. Okay, so I want to do sort of a bright, fun look, but maybe it's a little bit more wearable than like full lashes, full liner. So we're just going to have fun with color and make it a little bit wearable, if I could use that word. I forgot to say, since this is a first impressions, that Bump shade is actually really pigmented and nice for a white. All right, guys, we're going to start off strong, and we're going to go into CALAVERA with a small crease brush, and we're going to run this through the crease. Okay, hey, this is pretty vibrant. And it's a little sheer, which is nice for a yellow because, you know, you can really build it up and not have to worry about it looking too crazy. Look at that, that's actually pretty nice. Overall, that yellow is really nice for a matte, bright shade in a large palette, because usually they kind of cheap out, you know, brands cheap out on these big holiday palettes, but wow, I'm surprised this yellow turned out so well. Now I'm gonna go in with C's on a different small crease brush, and this looks like it's matte, but has like silver glitter, so ooh, we should see how this shade does. I thought that one was a matte, but I guess it's not. All right, now I'm gonna come down lower on my lid and just concentrate this more in the crease and not bringing it up over that yellow. Just keeping that right below it. Okay, this one seems to have a little less pigmentation than the yellow, which it is hard to do oranges like this, so again, that can work in your favor because it's so vibrant that you can really just work with this shade instead of accidentally applying too much right away. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush and just blend right where we applied C's, because I don't want to overwhelm that yellow with this shade. Okay, that looks really pretty. It's really sunsetty, you know? I also forgot to tell you guys, I applied my foundation and concealer already because I wanted to see the fallout, you know, status of this eyeshadow palette, because sometimes it's hard to tell when you just have bare skin. So I do feel like we're losing the yellow a little bit, so I'm going to go in to CALAVERA again with the actual brush that came with this palette, and I'm lightly, like not even to where the skin would move, I'm just gonna literally barely feel this brush on my lid over that C's a little bit. So looks like these bolder colors can overwhelm each other a little bit, so watch out. I may have been a little too heavy with the C's shade. All right, we're just gonna go for it, you guys. I'm gonna go into Hatter with the smaller end of this brush, and I'm gonna pack that on my lid up to the crease, and it'll be interesting to see how pigmented this is, because greens are kind of hard. I'm a little nervous because I have high hopes for this shade. Ooh, girl, I'm gonna use their mirror. Okay, that's pigmented. That's probably the most pigmented out of the shadows we've used so far. So we're still having fun with this palette, but we're just not gonna go crazy. I just wanna see. Sometimes I feel like first impressions can be a little more helpful, especially with eyeshadow palettes, than reviews, because you can really get a feel for how you were feeling about the palette when you first used it. Shadows are pretty much gonna be how they're gonna be, you know what I mean? We'll see. Oh, I've got a little bit of fallout, but that might be because we're packing this on, but this would be a shade that I would want to pack on, so there is a little bit of fallout. Now I'm going to go back in with that little crease brush that had C's on it, and I'm just going to go right over and blend. Hey, see, this is really interesting and fun, but you can keep it light and even just apply mascara now on a nude lip and you'd be good to go. Now to just deepen that upper lash line, I'm taking a flat liner brush into 100 and I'm going to just smudge that in my lash line as a base for our mascara. I'm gonna go into Sketch, this really pretty like duochrome purple shade. Let's see how this goes, and I'm going to press that into my lower lash line just for the heck of it. I mean, I really feel like I'm playing with like a new box of crayons. I'm gonna go into Blindsided with a small precision brush and run that along my lower lash line, lower than that purple. Ooh, girl, that is bright. This is very pigmented. Ooh. And I'm just going to blend that with a little crease brush. Now we definitely need a highlight shade with all these bright colors. I'm going to go into Iced, which is this, looks like it's extremely icy. Oh, nope, there it is. Whew. That is pretty glittery. I would say it's more glittery than pigmented though. I'm going to mix Bump and Ice for my brow bone highlight. And just go right above it. These shadows are really pretty, the ones that I used. I would say if I didn't use a pretty dense brush to apply this green, it might look a little more patchy than it does right now. But so far, everything's pretty much standing alone. I feel like the yellow is struggling a bit, but we did kind of overwhelm it with that orange. But I just had to have fun today and see what we could create. So I have very little fallout, just a couple of flakes. So we're just gonna boop, boop. Now I'm gonna apply some mascara. Normally I would do lashes, but I wanted to do something, this is still very colorful, but I think with mascara, just mascara, it might make it a little bit more wearable. Mascara all over my eyelid. Fun! I thought it would be pretty. Okay, come on now, this is not pretty. Use a more fall-ish lipstick to kind of bring it all together, like you could wear this during the fall, even though it's very colorful. So I'm gonna use a combo of Urban Decay's Hex lip liner and their Retro Vice lipsticks in the shade Bruised. It's a sheer shade, so I thought that would be really, really pretty. Well, this might double as a Halloween look, but whatever, I'm gonna wear it to Michael's after this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this first impressions slash tutorial slash really very different than what I normally do for tutorials. Normally we'd have some lashes and liner and nudes, and we went all out. My thoughts overall on this palette, I love the packaging. It's very heavy duty. You have the gemstone detail here that says UD Full Spectrum. You open it up, you have a great mirror that you can actually use, and actually I used it through most of this tutorial because I'm like, is this color on my eyes? Is this a lot of color on my eyes? I cannot believe this. It's 21 of their iconic eyeshadows. Apparently it's the most they've ever featured in one palette. You also get this great brush that comes in the palette that you saw me use in the tutorial. I actually save all of my Urban Decay brushes because I actually use them and really, really like them. Overall, I think this palette is great. Some of the shadows are a little bit patchy, a little bit difficult to work with, but if you use the right stiffness of brush, denseness of brush, you can really get the shadows to work for you, which is kind of normal for brighter matte type of eyeshadows, even though they do have a little shimmer in them. I think the glitter shades are really beautiful, very glittery, very minimal fallout from what I saw as I was using the palette for the first time. This is definitely not a palette that you're going to use every day or reach for every day, but it's a great palette to include in your collection, especially if they're electric palette, maybe you have irritated your skin or something, because those were pigments and these are shadows meant for the eyes, which I think is great that they came out with this colorful eyeshadow palette that you can actually use on your eyes and not have irritation. I think they did really well including deep shades, medium shades, bright shades, more muted shades. I think they did a great job at that. You could really smoke things out, leave them bright, or even just apply one colorful thing on the lid, colorful shadow on the lid, and swipe some mascara on. Or you could just go in and have fun like I did today. I will have more information in the info box below of my thoughts on this palette, the release date, the price point, and all that good stuff. But definitely a great thing to include in your collection if you don't buy a bunch of individual colorful eyeshadows, because I never do. I have more like colorful eyeshadow palettes than I do individual eyeshadows, because I like to have just, here's my neutral palette and here's my colorful palette to create looks with, instead of having little individual things all over my table. I'm like, oh my god, it's just too much if you have anxiety. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this palette. Are you going to be picking it up? All that kind of good stuff. I'm glad Urban Decay sent this to me. I had a lot of fun filming this for you guys. And if you see bright things on my eyes, it's probably because this video has now sparked my interest of just playing with a lot of color, which I normally don't do, which I think if you're in a makeup rut, colorful eyeshadow palettes like this can kind of snap you out of it and just make makeup fun again. Any questions or whatever, leave them in the comments below as well. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being my Mal pals. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next video. All right, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye. What is that? Don't know.
It's comfy.
That's comfy. I like this. My hair.
Do you like this?
No, I used a different shampoo and it's like gross. It was that Shea Naturals or something from Target. I hate it.
600.
It's made my hair all like, so that's the way it is, friends. Do we have room for the sofa? Did you measure anything?
No. I like the, what is this, tweed or something?
Yeah, it's like a, look at you. Look at you liking that. Why are you so damn cute?
It's hard work.